Hey, what's up, Forum? It's Gorilla Hands, and you are looking at the creation of the new supervillain 4Rumboy. You guys voted, and it was a unanimous decision. You did not want to see a hero in the DC universe, you wanted to see a bad guy. But before I go ahead and make that character, I wanted to show you guys something I thought was funny. The developers decided to make all the female characters kind of well endowed. I didn't know that was entrance criteria to be a female superhero. Apparently, they're all very stacked, and you can't adjust the physique. So, if you make a female superhero in DC Universe, just know that they have the same proportions as a porno star. But other things you guys wanted to see with this villain, the number one vote for his powers was gadgets. The number one vote for his movement was acrobatics, and it was kind of a split for what type of weapon he used. But I think the majority of the people wanted a gun, so I just picked dual pistols. So I'm actually going to drop some comic book geekdom on you. This character is actually very similar to the Red Hood, and there's actually two Red Hoods in DC Comics. I'm talking about the newer Red Hood that was created. He used to be Robin under Batman and was killed by the Joker. Later he was brought back to life, but when he was brought back to life, he was crazy. And he was actually willing to kill people and hurt people to deal justice. So he was kind of a doppelganger or a bizarro version of Batman. He had all of Batman's skills, but he was also willing to use guns or anything necessary to get the job done. There's actually an animated movie called Batman Under the Red Hood, I think, and it's pretty cool. It's actually one of the better animated movies from the Batman series, if you guys are interested. But I like to think the backstory for Fallen Boy was, he tried out to be a sidekick for Batman, but Batman couldn't appreciate how awesome Fallen Boy was. He was just such a badass that Batman couldn't handle it, so he had to let him go. And Fallen Boy's pissed, and he's come back for a vengeance to mess up Batman's world. You might also notice that I'm not doing a live commentary. I'm actually talking over pre-recorded gameplay, and that's because this initial part of the game, to be honest, isn't very interesting to do live. It's me trying to escape the Brainiac ship, and it serves just as a tutorial. There's no MMO aspect of it. I don't have any moves yet. All I can do is a couple kicks, and I can shoot my guns. So it's actually not very interesting. It wouldn't be much fun to watch. So I actually just took some of the highlights from that first part. But all the videos that I'm going to do afterwards are going to be live. I actually stopped recording after I hit Gotham City, because that's when the game starts. That's when you're actually playing an MMO. You're interacting with other players, you're interacting with the vendors, and you're doing missions with teams and stuff like that. And another cool thing that I might end up doing, Darth, Nightwing, and Tandem, I've been talking with them, and they might go ahead and create new villains as well on this server, and they might level up alongside me, and I'll probably get a Skype conversation with them as we're playing along, just so you can see how the game plays, how you communicate with each other, and I'll be explaining stuff. Actually, in the Let's Play series, I've noticed a lot of people may not be familiar with an MMO and how it works, so I'll be talking about how MMOs play, how they work, and explaining things like character roles and how the game dynamic is supposed to work. And the other thing will be just general banter and chit chat. And actually, if you guys are interested, you can join in on the Skype call just so we can kind of goof around and have shenanigans on there as well. It doesn't always have to be talking about the game, and I think that'd be kind of interesting to have a bunch of people talking and getting kind of that back and forth. I think that would be pretty funny. Also, if you don't like, how Foreign Boy looks, like say you want something adjusted with the color scheme, or maybe he doesn't want a cape, or maybe you want him to have, spiked bracers. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that I can change throughout the game. I can change the color at any point in time, and I can hide any piece of equipment at any point in time. So I can take off that cape, the boots. I can even take off the mask. So if there's something that you want changed, or you have an idea for how you want him to look, let me know. And right here, I level up. Like I said, it doesn't take very long to level in this game, and I'm putting points into my weapons, my pistols. And now I have the ability to shoot some guy, and then I can dodge back and kind of do this kind of hail of gunfire, so you guys might notice that. It's almost John Woo style, the way this guy plays with the guns. One thing I will say that I really like about this game, and what allows me to do a Let's Play, is it's a lot more casual than say a game like World of Warcraft. I'm already level 3, and I think that it took me maybe 10 minutes of playing the game. Obviously it ramps up exponentially, each level, so you're not going to be leveling as quickly. But if anyone's ever played World of Warcraft, that is a time sink. It's a huge grind. It almost feels like work just to level up. In this game, it's very casual. It's very quick to level up, and it's a lot more fun and a lot more fast paced. I mean, WoW's a great game, but I think this is a pretty nice diversion. And for those of you that might be a fan of DC Comics or comics in general, the game does a good job of using its licenses to its fullest. I mean, there's a lot of DC characters that you'll interact with in this game. And they try to do a good job of taking storylines that would kind of follow a DC comic. And you also get a chance to play alongside characters. Coming up in a minute or so, after you destroy these power couples, Lex Luthor gets beamed on the ship and he helps you fend off a wave of these bad guys. And further on in the game, you have the ability to play these instances or dungeons where you play as the character and you're playing a scenario out. Like, say, maybe you're Batman in the Batcave and the Joker is broken in and you have to defend the Batcave and kick everybody out. So you don't always just play as that character. You can actually play as DC characters. And you get something called iconic powers later on when you level up, where you'll get powers that are similar to superheroes. So you'll get like heat vision, or you'll get Captain Marvel's kind of lightning bolt strike. So they did a really good job of modeling the game after DC Comics. I also can't give you guys my full opinion of the game just yet because I need to hit level 30 and try out some of the endgame stuff. And the other thing, it's kind of tricky to rate an MMO because the community and the developers also determine the quality of an MMO. If the community's not interested and they leave, then it's not an MMO anymore, it's just an RPG game. And if the developers aren't putting out new content or addressing bugs, then they typically die out. I will say that the DEs are doing a pretty good job of addressing issues, and they're already putting out new content, and the game's only been out a month, so those are good signs. I know this is Sony Online Entertainment's flagship. They're depending on this to do well, so I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot of post-launch support for this game, at least for the first couple months. So I'm pleased with that so far, but maybe in the future I'll give a review. But I'm escaping Brainiac's ship and I'm going into Gotham City where the true Let's Play begins. So, as always guys, take it easy.
Brainiac, talk about your control freak. He makes Batman look mildly neurotic. Thank goodness Future Lex blasted Earth with those stolen powers. Now we can really set the world on fire! What's an apocalypse without a little screaming? Batman will never know what hit him. As for Brainiac, do what the Joker does. Just go crazy!
Gotham City better be prepared for what Batman created. There's a new brand of evil coming to this town, and its name, 4Rumboy. Oh my god, this is going to be so freaking awesome! I got too much time on my hands.